You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZWLP Conroe and 106.1 KZCCLP Conroe and worldwide on the irlonestar.com.
And welcome to Chamber Chat. I am one of your hosts, Courtney Galley, the Director of Special Events for the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Brian Bondi, President of the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce.
Each month, guests are brought on to talk about what is happening in the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce. We get the inside scoop of our members, what they do, and what has made their company successful. We also chat about upcoming events and programs the Chamber is hosting. The Chamber is a nonprofit 501c6 organization and is designated as a 3-star accredited chamber by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. The mission of the Chamber is to promote and advocate for businesses in the Conroe Lake Conroe area. I hope you have your cup of coffee because we have a great lineup this morning.
Okay. I'm still amazed. We've been doing this together for the better part of 4 years, and I would expect that you would have that memorized.
Every time we talk about that, why is it not memorized? I don't know. It just doesn't stick in my head. I wrote it and everything, and it just doesn't stick for some reason. I don't know.
It's a great
I could
opening.
probably wing it, though.
It's a great opening.
Yeah. I finally updated it. Remember, for the longest time, I was like,
yes.
I need to update our mission statement. Yeah.
It's all good at the end of the day.
So it's finally updated, too.
So here we are in June already, folks. It doesn't seem possible.
I know.
Of course, April and May don't count.
No, this whole year doesn't count.
No, it does count because we have a very special guest in studio today.
Yes.
Our 2020 board chair, Patricia Brown with Woodforest National Bank, has joined us.
Unless she wants to do another year next year.
There may be some in the board that will say, yeah, why don't you take another year, Patricia? Take another lap.
I mean, like, poor Brent had to move up a year. Patricia, you just may get 2 years. I don't know. You may be like, no, I'm done. 2020 was enough.
Most of them will say after a year, enough is enough.
Yeah, enough is enough.
But certainly leading through a pandemic is new for anybody's resume going forward.
Certainly. It has been definitely an honor and privilege to be the 2020 board chair, no question. And who would have known we were going to manage through a pandemic? But kudos to the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce, because to the staff, I think you guys have helped us definitely bring value to our business members. And so, and I learned a lot of things during the pandemic, like I'm sure many others have, with Zoom calls, and different ways to be able to do morning mingle, to network after Fun After 5, and all the great things, and the businesses that you guys have been focusing on and really featuring on Facebook Live. It's been really amazing as a community member to see some of our businesses just change on a dime and really move to what the need is during this pandemic time. So it's been fun to be a part of it, for sure.
Well, Ashley and I were on Dick's show yesterday talking about Taste Fest, and you'll hear a little bit more about that later. But we're talking about our Facebook Live videos, and then that week, I think right before, or 2 weeks right before we went to stay-at-home order, Ashley and I did a Facebook Live, the first one at the office, talking about, like, you're going to have to think outside the box, change the way you're doing things. At that time, like, restaurants were closing and stuff like that. So we're talking about those things, not knowing then that the chamber would have to end up thinking outside of the box and doing things different as well, too. So it was kind of weird. If we think back, it was kind of like, well, we ended up talking about ourselves a little bit, that we had to change that. And I think also, too, I'm very proud of the way we've done things. And Ashley did a tremendous job with the interviews on Facebook and all that kind of stuff. I mean, we just kind of decided, you know what, we've got to change what we're doing. There weren't any events, so I had to change what I was doing too, and just try to, be there for the team and stuff. So I don't think we toot our horn enough, so I'm trying to toot our own horn a little bit too. So
I agree, Courtney.
Which means that if you're a business out there who's thinking about renewing their membership, please send your renewal in.
Yes.
We can't live without y'all right now. That's exactly how we work. Chamber gets no support from any taxing entity. We are supported exclusively by our members' investments, our special events, which we haven't been able to have, by our programming, which we haven't been able to have. So without members, we are in a tough situation.
Because if you think about it this way, if the chamber's not in business, then we can't help the people that are in business because that's what we do. So, I mean, we have to be there in order to help you. So, yeah.
Which drives me nuts about the PPP program, that businesses, even 501c3s, could participate in those and get payroll help.
Right.
But the chamber, being a 501c6, was not included. And so here we are helping businesses stay in business, and we don't get any help to stay in business. So it's kind of nuts.
Yeah. Do you know where that legislation is for the inclusion? I know is it still in the Senate?
It's still in the Senate, but that language is still not in the bill that's being discussed.
Yeah. That's so unfortunate.
We're moving forward, though. We're going to stay positive.
Yep.
So let's get back to our guest here, because she is an integral part of the business community. So let me ask you, how important is it for Woodforest Bank to be involved in the Conroe Lake Conroe community?
You know, Brian, I would say very important. It's, obvious, being able to be the chair this year is a privilege. But when I thought about that question and looked back, I mean, one piece, Woodforest National Bank is celebrating 40 years this year.
How about that?
Yeah, so we're really excited about that.
I'm older than Woodforest National Bank. That just popped into my head.
Let's not talk about that.
We definitely digress.
So I got a little sidetracked with that number there.
Yeah, so we're excited about it as well, because when I think about
That's
40
awesome.
years at Woodforest National Bank, I've been here 20 years of it, which has been very awesome. But when I look back at our relationship with the Conroe Chamber of Commerce, I think we talked about this last year, Brian. I mean, we've been involved over 35 years.
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing.
That is.
I think that speaks volumes of how important the chamber is to our bank and how we've supported it through the years. With many people prior to myself being a board chair. I think we've talked about this as well. Our CEO, Jay Drivablis, was
past chair.
one of a past chair
That's right.
for this chamber as well.
Yeah.
So you have a history of leadership.
We do.
That's excellent.
We do.
Yeah.
And as we, kind of look at some of the information, I mean, we have other employees that are involved in the chamber today.
Tell us about some of them and what they're doing in the different organizations around town.
Yeah, so we're in the diplomat program. So
Right.
we have Cassidy Smart, our branch manager here in Conroe at the 105 location, who is part of the diplomats and helping welcome new businesses that sign on to the chamber, which we're excited about. We also have someone from Woodforest Wealth, Angie Mayrant.
Oh,
is
Angie,
also
yes.
on
Yep, she is.
the
Yep.
diplomat program. And,
I mean, you do have the original real man of Montgomery County that's from Woodforest.
that's right. We have Josh Fowler.
Josh, yeah. I mean, he's the original real man.
The original real man.
Yeah, the first one. So shout out to Josh.
There you go. And talk about some ties to Conroe, which Brian, you and I have spent some time about that.
Yes.
That's a great tie. Josh Fowler is someone that is a Conroe High School graduate and is an up and coming in Woodforest National Bank and has come back to give back to this community. So
That's pretty awesome.
yeah, it is. It's fun. We take pride in ensuring that we get that group involved in the community.
Yeah.
I know I serve with Linda Odell on the Assistance League of Montgomery County Advisory
Linda,
Board. I mean, you guys have people in so many organizations, and that's indicative of a strong community bank, that you care enough to let your people be involved.
Yes, that is. I mean, and it's something that I would say. I think those of us that have been around a while, that's why we're around a while.
Yeah.
We definitely believe in the values that start at the top of our organization that are shared with everyone. I mean, Linda's a past board member as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
So-
She was, yes.
Yeah.
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 So tell us about the role that Woodforest has played during the COVID pandemic and how you guys have kind of risen to the occasion. I know that from what I understand, all your locations, at least as far as the freestanding banks, were always open.
Yes.
And that's kind of weird because most people don't realize that.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
very proud. I think our bank, I'm going to kind of go with what Courtney said. I mean, talk a little bit about Woodforest National Bank and how proud I'm to be a part of this organization. I mean, through these unprecedented times, the decisions of, what we were able to do to help, number one, protect our employees.
Right.
And,
Yes.
we're very in touch with what the CDC guidelines are. And as we all know, a fluid environment. And protecting our customers.
Yep.
So we stayed open. While many other banks, really in the country, not just in our market here, closed, we were able to continue to serve our customers, which are 1.3 million plus customers that we're able to serve across all of our 17 states today, and in this market being our headquarters. Definitely proud to say that yes, our Walmart locations are a key to that, as well as the freestandings were open in our lobbies.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize that you operate in a lot of different states around the U.S., and I'm sure that this pandemic illustrated the differences between the states, where Texas, even though Texas was closed, you had other states that were closed or open. It was just kind of different.
It was, but a big key to it is, online banking, digital channels.
Yeah.
I mean, that you can't be a banker today without really knowing that that's been an awesome tool to have. So our team did a really great job of communicating to our customer base. So we have our website that's updated with the latest information in regards to communication, between our online banking, our branches, how to do mobile and ATMs available, and those kind of pieces. In addition to that, we were also communicating, cybersecurity. That's very important.
Huge.
As those come along, and information about our customers on, when it was time to receive their stimulus checks or deposits.
Yeah.
And the PPP loan program.
Yeah.
So all of that was very key to being able to communicate that electronically as we're in a social distancing environment these past few months. So
I think the thing that interests me is how banking has changed. You've been with them for 20 years. I've been following banking for 25, 30 years since I've been in the chamber business. It's still very much a people business, but the way banks do business is changing.
Yep.
You've got the community banks like Woodforest that are still committed to and very involved in the local community. And then you have these larger institutions that basically don't have any faces. And so how do you balance that? Because you're still a large institution. I mean, states, operations in many states. How do you balance that and still stay committed to local?
Yeah, I think it's our culture is how we start with that. So it starts at the top, and our local team being here in Montgomery County of making decisions, meaning, our CEO and our president of retail and president of commercial banking, everybody's here, and we're able to get the communication out fairly quickly to our other markets that aren't local. But I think it starts at the top. And so being able to have our operations center here, we're able to make those type of adjustments and communicate and have people on board that are involved in our communities. So they become the face, no matter if they're here in Conroe, Texas, or in another state. Those bankers are well trained. So we have a great training program to help them understand banking regulations, but the culture, and our management team, I think, does a really good job of ensuring that we get that piece out there. And of course, there's the details that go into it of how we measure things and capture information.
Yeah, like you said, comes from the top. I think that's important.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
But it's also a culture, and that was really evident when during the pandemic stay-at-home orders. You and I were talking every day, and you would always have, I've got to go because we have a call, which was that was impressive to me that the corporation was continuing to communicate with its key management people, so that then management can then communicate with folks down the line, so that everybody's out working on the same page. That's a great culture.
Yeah. Thank you, Brian. Communication is key, and I think we said this not too long ago in some things we're working on capturing, the pandemic, and we've been through a few different crisis situations when we think about hurricanes in Texas, and we've had some big ones around that that we've navigated through and
Right.
And helped our communities during the process as well. So
Yeah. And realistically, I mean, the bank survived the financial crisis of 2008 and came out even stronger. That is a credit to good management and good leadership from the top, but it's also a commitment of the employees that said, hey, we're going to make this thing work.
Right.
yes, we do have the can-do outlook for sure at Woodforest National Bank.
Yeah.
There's definitely that piece.
Yeah.
So
All right, so I'm going to turn the tables on you here and say, when you were approached about becoming the chairman of the board of the chamber, what was your first thought?
my first thought was, oh my gosh. But really and truly, it was really that would be a really cool opportunity.
Yeah.
Truly. So I've, to know
That's too easy.
our past board chairs and think about how I became a part of the chamber.
Yeah.
It's a relationship. I remember Hector Forcier
Yep.
came over to me with, I think, Denny Buckaloo. And so how do you
Turn those two down?
Yes.
I mean,
to join an organization.
Yeah.
And then I think followed up by George Wagner of trying to move me into an executive position onto the board. So definitely some great people that bring along. And Brian, along with you and the staff's leadership, I'm like, okay, well, this could be something. I mean, because, you still have a full-time job over here at the bank.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
how did we
absolutely true.
do a good job for both? I mean,
Yeah.
anything that I know I want to be a part of or
Right.
serve, I want to do a good job
Yeah.
and make sure that, I'm the right fit.
Yeah.
for
She's
that.
also the chair of the Athena committee, too.
How about that?
And she doesn't get out of that either.
Yeah, that's fun.
We haven't the past 3 years. I'm like, you're just staying in that position.
In perpetuity, I think is what's the contract
yeah,
language.
exactly.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah. No, it's been definitely fun.
Yeah.
Different this year, I'm
For
sure,
sure.
than any
Yes.
other
Yeah.
board chairs have had, but
Yeah.
that's what life is all about, right? Change and adapting.
Adapting for sure.
So, so that's been good.
Yeah, excellent.
I know one of the things, when we were talking about banks adapting and changing and the PPP loan program, one cool thing that happened to us during this was our recognition through Houston Business Journal. We were ranked as number 6 in the Houston market as a PPP loan processor.
Wow.
Helping
That's awesome.
a lot of small business
Congratulations.
customers.
Yes.
So we were really happy to see that recognition. So,
Yeah, that's great.
yeah, I have to
Congratulations
say
on
that
that.
about our team out there that really did a good job.
That's a lot of applications.
It's a lot of applications,
Yeah.
like
Fantastic.
3,300 plus.
Oh my gosh,
Wow.
that's
Yeah,
amazing.
in a short amount of time.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
Round
Yeah.
1 and round 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Congratulations on
Yeah,
that.
that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Well, do you have anything that Woodforest is on, coming up? Or I know y'all redid or renovated the Davis location.
Yes.
Yeah, which
we
is
sure
very
did.
beautiful. But do y'all have any other upcoming things that's happening with Woodforest?
Well, one cool thing that Brian and I talked about, which we've kind of had in the works for a little while, is the shared area and in Willis.
That's right.
To have a satellite office.
Yeah.
That the chamber could have for.
Oh, that'd be great. It's been a while since we've had another location.
Yeah. So that's the cool thing. So Brian and I were just talking about when we could get a few people out there, because I went out and looked at it, and
Yeah.
it looks great.
Does it look totally different than what
Yeah.
it used to look like?
Yeah, it does. And our branch manager says we get lots of great compliments, because as you do one project,
Right.
then it turns into, hey, let's do this. And so it becomes a really win-win for our customers to be
Yeah.
able to have a little bit of a fresh look.
Yeah, that would be nice.
On
Yeah.
a place that is a great home for us and has been for many years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and Willis is just growing so rapidly too.
Sure
It'd be
is.
nice to have that. Yeah.
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 Yeah, I think it'll be very welcomed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that when we first walked into the Davis remodel, it was like, wow, this is a Woodforest Bank, because it was just so totally different than what was there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I've got to believe that it's serving the bank well. Using the space that they absolutely need to have, and then having tenants take up some of the other space. I think that's just brilliant.
Oh yes, that's right. You're on our 105 location.
Yes.
That has been that's been a great project for us. Because just what you said. I mean, I've gotten so many comments about, wow, I would have never thought, looking at the outside of the bank when I walked in, to see the transition. And the big thing on that location, I have to say, is the community boardroom, too, that we have available for the community to use.
That's awesome, yeah.
So once we get through these social distancing times,
be able to use it,
yeah, people can sign up to use it.
And just FYI, if you hear banging, if it's picking that, Dick, do you think that's picking that up?
It probably is.
They're doing construction on the other side of the wall. We're not banging in here, but yeah. If just FYI, if you hear that background noise,
we're not hitting each other over the head.
No, we're not. At least not yet. No,
not yet.
That's the second half.
Comes later.
Yeah. Actually, that's music to all of our ears when you hear construction going and that progress is happening.
That's a very great point. Yeah.
So another organization that you've been really involved in with the bank has been the Montgomery County Fair Association, and kind of a tough year for those guys. Yep. What an amazing organization, though, and here we are, 2020, and the fair is an integral part of the Conroe Lake Conroe community.
Yeah, I think looking at the years, the bank has also been associated with the Montgomery County Fair over 35 years as well.
Yeah.
So
amazing.
So that kind of matches up with the chamber and the fair. And I think the stories back in the day, the fair
started at the chamber.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah. So that made sense. But yes, that's been amazing, and we were a major sponsor. Again, for the fair with the Woodforest Bank Arena and our sponsorship. So we were able to use those dollars towards the stipend that the Montgomery County Fair was able to establish for the kids' projects.
Great.
Yeah, I think they did a great job with still being able to help, because I know, like, for someone who did participate in 4-H and raise animals, that was college, so if you weren't able to do that, that I could feel the disappointment in some of the kids who weren't being, especially like the seniors who wouldn't be able to show and stuff. So they did a great job by being able to still support those kids and scholarships and everything too. So
yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so what's on the horizon for you guys? Anything exciting coming up that we get some inside scoop on?
Ooh.
Well, hey, I think you might see, Woodforest on some great rankings. I shared some with you just now, but great. I think
more to come.
Yeah, more to come.
Yes.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Some great pieces that our bank has been able to accomplish. So we're excited about that. Yeah.
Well, we are very grateful to have Woodforest involvement in the Conroe Conroe Chamber of Commerce. I've said this before. We don't take it for granted. We know we have to work hard to earn your trust and your business, and we will continue to do that. But just so you know, and all your team knows, that the Chamber is very appreciative of having Woodforest as a part of the organization.
Yep.
Oh, thank you, Brian. Yeah. I know we're happy to be a part. Like I said, honored, privileged. Yeah. It's a great piece of our community. And we believe in that.
Yeah.
And what's really cool is that this year, Patricia's year as chairman of the board, the Chamber will be getting reaccredited. And we're going to find out probably by the end of this month where we are.
Okay.
Whether we're still a 3 or we've bumped up to a 4 or a 5.
5 all the way. Come on. You got to aim high.
Aim high.
Exciting times, Brian.
Even amidst the pandemic, that will be a great feather in your cap.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I will say yes to that, but in hours, because I know you were diligently keeping us on path during the pandemic, and we were getting that going no matter what was happening. So I love that outlook for sure. Yeah. That matches the culture of what happens at our bank. So I was like, let's keep it moving, Brian.
Yeah,
so
that's definitely. Awesome. Yeah, hopefully I can change that introduction.
Yes. And you're going to have to get new shirts.
Oh, we are, yes. Yeah, because it has our accreditation on there. That's right. We will have to get new shirts.
Yeah.
I'm all for that.
Awesome.
Good deal.
Yes.
Well, we're coming up on break time.
Yes, break time, and then we'll be back with our next guest in a few minutes on Chamber Chat. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Listen in Mondays at noon to hear Conroe news from local nonprofits, businesses, upcoming events, Conroe Park events, news stories, and information that matters to you with your host, Margie Taylor of Taylorized PR. For more information about being a guest, visit irlonestar.com/Conroe Culture.
Our talk shows and music shows are looking for sponsors. Want to expand your brand awareness? Reach the hyper-local audience in Montgomery County? Lone Star Community Radio sponsorships accomplish this. Want to see our stats and rates? Check out irlonestar.com/sponsor for more information. Or call in and leave us a message at 936-647-3776.
We have the safest food supply in the world. Strict laws and regulations restrict the usage of hormones, antibiotics, and pesticides within our food supply. Production agriculture practices and technologies such as the use of GMOs, which is not any more or less risky than conventional crop production, has allowed American farmers to produce more food on less acres in environmentally sound ways. Find out more online at pathtotheplate.tamu.edu. We are Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, helping Texans make lives better.
A Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question or comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station at irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with the Lone Star Community Radio.
And welcome back to Chamber Chat. I am one of your hosts, Courtney Galley, the Director of Special Events for the Chamber.
And I'm Brian Bondi, President of the Conroe Chamber of Commerce. Hey, great segment with our board chair, Patricia Brown.
That's great, yes.
We appreciate that very much.
Yes.
She's now officially one of our studio audience members now that she's off the interview.
I mean, I think we're probably the only show that has audience members, right, Dick?
I think we are.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
We're going to take that.
It's standing room only in here. It's like crazy.
I'm telling you. We got to come up with something different. But our next guest that we're going to interview via phone is Elaine Roberts. She's with Dispute Resolution Montgomery County. I think there's a C in there.
Center,
thank you. Dispute Resolution Center, Montgomery County. Elaine, are you there?
Yes.
Hi, Elaine. How are you?
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, two of my favorite people. I couldn't not join you.
Okay, the money will be coming shortly.
Yes.
Thank you.
We do love the Dispute Resolution Center.
Oh, we love you too. But Brian is on our advisory committee and helps to keep us advised of what community needs are.
Awesome. Yeah, we miss seeing y'all. Y'all use the chamber a lot for your meetings, and we miss seeing y'all up there. So hopefully we can get back to that very soon.
Exactly. That's what we're shooting for.
Yes. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about the organization?
Definitely. I'd be glad to. The Dispute Resolution Center of Montgomery County was originally set up back in 1988 by both the Montgomery County Bar Association and the Montgomery County Commissioners. And the reason that they set it up was to help people resolve their disputes quickly if they had them, confidentially and amicably. And I don't know about you, but with the last couple of months being so trying and people having so many financial difficulties and pandemics don't wait for disputes. So
True.
Our services have really been a key to helping our neighbors try and resolve their disputes without escalation.
Have you seen an increase in mediations during the pandemic?
Well, we haven't seen an increase at this point, but we've seen a steady need for mediation.
Okay.
And so what we did, we made a conscious decision as soon as we heard that the governor was going to be issuing an order. We moved our services online so that we trained our trained volunteers to be able to do online mediations through Zoom as well as via phone. And I can tell you, we've been open the entire time of the pandemic, whereas some of the other centers across the state have not been able to be open. So we feel really blessed. We have 22 volunteers from this area who were trained and have been performing mediation throughout this whole pandemic. So we've been really pleased with that. And we've been getting together some other programs that we think will also assist the community in dealing with the difficult times that are going on right now. Would you like me to tell you about a few of those things?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're really excited because in June we will be offering peer mediation training to the Education for Tomorrow Alliance interns. We're going to do 2 days of training where we'll take these high school leaders that come in through the EFTA program, and we're going to train them in conflict resolution skills, improved communication skills, so that hopefully they'll be able to go back to their high school and assist their peers in being able to resolve their disputes peacefully. But it's also going to help them in their college careers, their work, and their personal lives. So this is the first time we've offered it. We're offering it in conjunction with the Association for Conflict Resolution in Houston. It's going to be an online, live, interactive training for the 2 days on June 22nd and June 29th.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. It's the first year that we've offered this particular training to high school students, but we're really excited about it and could do it for other students as well. And then, as you know, we, like most of the businesses in this area, when the closure came, had to postpone some of the events that we already had planned. But now we're pleased to announce that starting in July and August, we're going to be doing online interactive mediation training for adults. So in July, we'll offer the 40-hour general mediation training class, which once a person's completed that, they can accept court-appointed mediation. So it opens up a whole range of career opportunities as well as volunteer opportunities in the community. So we'll be doing that on starting on July 22nd.
So Elaine, let me ask you a question on that. What are going to be the differences or the main differences between the online general mediation training versus having it in person?
Well, it will just be in a different format, but we will have the same teachers. Our trained mediators who act as mentors to the students will still be able to do that. With Zoom, we're able to do breakout rooms. A big part of our training is interactive. We actually give our students an opportunity to try out doing mediations. I think, Brian, you've been involved in those before.
Yes.
What we'll be doing now is we'll have people in virtual rooms with our trained mediators and our trainers, and they'll still be able to conduct and try out mediation. But they'll have the added benefit this time of we will show them how to do Zoom and phone mediation. Whereas in the past, they didn't get that additional training. Now they'll also get that additional training.
That's pretty awesome. That is just amazing.
Yeah.
So that starts in July as well as in August?
Right. We do the 40-hour general mediation training starting on July 22nd, but we also have family mediation training. Those people who have already done the 40-hour general mediation training and want to go further. They want to be able to help with family disputes like custody issues, divorces, visitation, those types of things. Can take a 24-hour class, again, online and interactive with us. And that starts on July 15th and goes through the 17th. And then in August, we have another advanced course, which will be our Child Protective Services training, and that'll be on August 13th and 14th.
Wow.
So in addition to getting certified for the training, the people who participate in the training are also eligible to get continuing legal education training credits as well as CEU credits.
So you've kind of alluded to volunteers, and maybe a lot of people don't realize that y'all y'all utilize a lot of volunteers for what y'all do. So, how do people get involved and become a volunteer for your organization?
Okay. Yeah. On our website, which is www.resolution-center.org, we have a volunteer application form that can be filled out where we kind of ask the person about their interest and how they'd like to be involved with us, because we have both volunteer mediators and volunteers who work with some of our other programs, not just mediation. But what we do is people who have gone through at least the general 40-hour mediation training, then if they're accepted as a volunteer mediator, come in and they go through like an apprenticeship program where we match them with experienced mediators. And we currently have about 60 mediators who are volunteers.
Wow.
We have a very small staff. We do approximately 1,000 mediations a year. So it's pretty amazing that we're able to do that many, and it's strictly because of our volunteers and how dedicated they are.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, that really is. That's really far.
Yeah, we've had people with us that have been with us for as long as 21 years. So once people come with us, they tend to stay with us, and we like it that way.
For sure,
A lot of mediations over 21 years.
Yes.
Man.
Yeah, and a lot of time and value donated to the community, because every year we donate about $250,000 worth of time to helping our neighbors resolve their disputes peacefully. So we're pretty proud of that, and pretty proud of our 50 to 60 volunteers that we have at any one time.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
So let's talk about one of my favorite things about the DRC, and that's the Conflict Resolution Day bookmark art contest.
I have so many bookmarks. I love them.
I know, and y'all were gracious enough. Each year when we do the Conflict Resolution Day bookmark art contest, we invite kids from grades K through 8 throughout Montgomery County to participate in a contest that culminates in October on Conflict Resolution Week. And what we do is we ask the kids to come up with original ways to resolve disputes peacefully or to say no to bullying. And Brian's been one of our judges before. We've been lucky to have many local organizations participate as judges. But as you know, in the past, we've always had over about 2,000 entries.
Wow.
From 55 different schools throughout the year, throughout the county.
That's amazing.
So it's really a big event. We judge on the basis of creativity and message. And then the judges choose which bookmarks should be reprinted and distributed throughout the county. and this year we'll be distributing 17,000. Prior to the closure of all the businesses in Texas, we had already distributed over 10,000.
Wow.
Yeah, we try and get the kids to focus on ways that they can resolve disputes peacefully, and they can help their friends do it, with the hope that as they get into high school, then they'll also be able to get into our peer mediation programs.
Yeah.
This year, we're having to do some rethinking as to how we're going to do the contest, but we're really excited about it. Even though, we have to make sure that we secure everybody's safety, we're looking forward to the contest, and we'll be having more information about it come out at the beginning of school, which usually runs around mid-August. So the kids have 6 weeks to do their drawings and come up with their themes. And Brian, I think you and Courtney, I think you can agree with me that the kids around here can get pretty creative.
Yes. Yeah, if you haven't seen these, they're amazing. Yeah. They really are. And then, of course, we have them available at the chamber for you to pick up. And like I said, I have because I usually take 5 or 6 and use them because I just love them. They make great bookmarks as well as, supporting the kids and showing off how creative they are.
Yeah, and you guys at the chamber were really gracious in hosting our art project. Each year we take the bookmarks that the students have created, and in conjunction with the Conroe Art League, we develop a public art project so that the community gets to see them. And you helped us by displaying the collage there of bookmarks.
Yeah. That made a very pretty piece. It really did.
It does. It's now displayed in our office if anybody wants to see it. And then there's still a half of that particular art exhibit on display down at the Woodlands Mall.
Fantastic.
Oh, great.
So, yeah, it's a really fun project. The Rotary Club of Conroe is very involved with it. Conroe Art League, Woodlands Art League, Woodlands Art Council. The local judiciary, just about anybody who likes art or likes kids can be involved in it. And we'll have more information on this year's contest up on our website, too. And then, of course, one of the chief ways that we're helping our neighbors right now is through our online mediation.
Right.
So we have those going Monday through Friday, from 8 in the morning till 5 in the evening. We also are able to do them via phone for individuals who may not have access to the internet. And as we all know, lately the internet hasn't been quite as reliable as it has been in the past. So we have to have an alternative there. But we've also tried to be really cognizant that many of our neighbors are financially strapped at this point, and we do accept affidavits of inability to pay. So hopefully we're making our services available. We're here every day at the center now, which is at 301 North Thompson Street, Suite 106. We're right across from the courthouse. But people don't need to worry about coming in. They can register online for a mediation. They can give our intake person a call at 936-760-6914, extension 2. And that's actually the best way to kind of get a mediation request started, because they can find out what days and times are open.
Perfect.
And then they can fill out their application online and get it scheduled. And we're usually able to schedule within a week. So we're trying to de-escalate conflicts in the area and to keep this area the lovely area that we really all know and have come to love. So
Share with us, Elaine, some types of situations where mediation has proven to be beneficial based on some experiences that you've had.
Okay. One of our primary areas that we do a lot of mediations in is in the family law area. That would be things like divorces, custody issues, child support issues, particularly during the pandemic with a lot of people losing their jobs. Visitation were really high conflict issues of
sense.
Whether the child would be safe going back and forth.
Right.
People lost their jobs, didn't have the same income, weren't able to perhaps pay the same child support. So those areas were really ones that seemed to do quite well despite the pandemic because, as you know, the courts were only allowed to hear what was considered essential issues during the closed down time. So we were able to do a lot of that. We do will contest. Families have property that needs to be mutually agreed upon. We do neighborhood disputes. A lot of times you'll see neighborhood disputes, which really cause a lot of problems in a neighborhood because you have people backing one side and people backing another. We're really good at working through those things. Child Protective Services. Any child who has been removed from a home based on allegations of abuse or neglect comes into the foster care system. And so mediations need to be done in order to help work out a plan that's in that child's best interest while they're in custody of the state, and hopefully to work out a plan, a mutually agreeable plan where the parent knows what's expected or can work through any difficulties to get the children back. We do even dog barking cases, anything. Anything that
I'm going to remember that.
Conflict. Yeah.
I hope somebody doesn't come after me. My dog barks a lot.
We even saw a few cases, not many, but where people were quarantined and getting on each other's last nerve. Anything that is a dispute can be resolved. And the way our mediators do it is we're neutral parties. They don't have to convince us of anything.
Yeah.
Everything that they say in a mediation is considered confidential. We can't be subpoenaed to go into court to testify against them or to get any of our documents.
Yeah.
So it gives people a chance to work out a solution that fits them.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Instead of judges are great here in Montgomery County, but they're strangers to your situation.
Yeah.
So who better to make up your own resolution than yourself? And that's where our mediators come in to help people reach a solution themselves.
Yeah.
And then if they do reach a resolution, we help them write up an agreement that's legally enforceable.
Yeah.
So kind of wrapping things up, what is the best way for people to reach the Dispute Resolution Center of Montgomery County?
Well, there's two ways. We have a call-in line that is answered Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, and that's 936-760-6914, extension 2. Or they can go to our website, which is www.resolution-center.org.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you so much, Elaine, for being on the radio show and for calling in. I know, we're giving the option to our guests if they want to come in studio or call in. And I think we're just, again, very grateful to have an organization like dispute resolution to our area. Again, just what makes Conroe and Montgomery County a great place to live and to work. So thank you so much. And I think we have you scheduled to come on later in the year as well too. So we'll look forward to that. And we'll be back with Chamber Chat on Lone Star Community Radio to wrap up and talk about what the Chamber has in store for the next couple of weeks.
And thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Someone you know who is hooked on vintage aircraft? Follow the Commemorative Air Force and its fleet of World War II planes, including the mighty B-17 Flying Fortress Texas Raiders, which is based in Conroe, Texas. Texas Raiders tours locally and all around the United States, offering the public a chance to put their hands on aviation history. What could be a more perfect gift than a flight on a historic B-17? Taking to the sky on the iconic bomber is an experience that will never be forgotten. For the touring schedule, reservations, or more information, go to b17texasraiders.org or call 855-FLY-A-B-17.
And welcome back to Chamber Chat on Lone Star Community Radio. I'm one of your hosts, Courtney Galley, with the Conroe Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Brian Bondi, president of the Chamber. Another great segment, wasn't it?
Yes, and another time where this show has gone by too fast.
I know. We only have like 2 or 3 minutes left.
I know. We have a few minutes left to talk about what we're doing at the Chamber.
Yes. So let's start.
Yeah. So one thing, because I got a notice from Ashley and I wrote a note down, not to forget, we have a new website.
Woohoo! Rolled it out yesterday.
Yes. It's looking really, really great. So go to conroe.org and see what we have out there. If you bear in mind with us, it's new. So if you have any issues or whatever, let the Chamber know and we'll work on that. But we're very excited about that. I know Ashley has dedicated a lot of time to getting that done. So it looks really good. And
I also want to give a shout out to the guys at IT Vibes, because these guys worked really hard even during the pandemic.
Exactly.
And we rolled it out and it looks phenomenal.
Yeah. So I know we have Morning Mingle coming up.
Next Thursday. A week from Thursday.
And it's going to be dual event? Yes.
Yeah, in person?
In person. So the first 20 or so people.
24, somewhere in there.
People that sign up get to come or want to come in person, and then we'll do it via Zoom as well, too. So we're excited about that. We've been doing them Zoom, so now we're getting a little bit closer. And then we'll have Fun After 5 a couple weeks after that.
Right.
And then I know I'm getting ready for the Athena Leadership Award Luncheon, July 30th at Madera Estates. It's in person. We're very excited about being able to do it in person. We will be practicing social distancing and all of the protocols that the state has for that facility and kind of what we need to do to keep everybody safe. But we're looking for nominations. So women in business, there's a certain criteria that you have to follow in order to be nominated. But this year, we did add an additional criteria of showing exceptional leadership during the COVID crisis. So somebody that works in banking or healthcare or education or a small business that's really kind of stepped up at that time. So nominations are due June 12th, so in a couple of weeks. So get those in. They don't have to be a chamber member to be nominated. You don't have to be a chamber member to nominate them. We want people, women in business in the community, to be able to honor them. So it's going to look a little different this year, but I'm still very excited about having it. It's our 3rd annual one. So
that's right.
Yeah.
And you make a really great point that in spite of social distancing and all the protocols, which we will be taking all of those precautions, I think the bottom line is that we're trying to get back to business and trying to whatever back to normal means.
Right.
And this will be our first signature event since Gala, basically.
Yes.
So,
and job fair. Yeah. All in January. Yeah, definitely. So we also have State of the State coming up in August as well, too. Our guest speaker is Glenn Hager, who is the Texas Comptroller. Very excited about having him come speak to our members in the community, to have somebody of his caliber come speak to us. It's just wonderful. There's tickets and tables available for that. Also tickets and tables and sponsorships for Athena as well, too. So you're not going to want to miss that.
Yeah, it's going to be good. And, that's going to push us right up to Lobster Fest on October 1st and 2nd. It is obviously very early this year. But we will be ready with fresh lobster and fresh steaks.
Yes, and golfing and all that good stuff.
Good stuff.
We'll be talking about all those things closer to the events. But don't forget to visit us on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn. Ashley, I hope I got them all. And on our website at conroe.org, or stop by the Chamber at 505 West Davis. We'd love to see y'all. And we'll be back next month with Chamber Chat again.
It's been a fast hour. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.